What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 26.
No cold open.
No cold
Episode
open.
25, by the way.
You know,
Right?
let's start it over.
Re-over.
No, this is great. Keep going.
I'm 0 for 26 on what episode it is right now.
You got episode 1 right.
I did get episode 1 right, but you know what? That's okay because we have an absolute elite interview today, Tyler.
Right. So our guests were coming on and we were just going to do one segment with them. But we were having actually a ton of fun and learning a ton of new information that not only is cool to us, but I think will be to you guys. So we decided to make it the entire podcast.
Yeah. So we had the Caddy Girls on the podcast today. We asked them some questions I think everyone's going to be interested in.
A golf cart was on fire was one of
Yes.
the answers to those questions.
Hey, what's your craziest moment as a Caddy Girl? Both of them answered it. Awesome answers. I'm excited for this interview, Tyler. It was probably one of our best ones yet.
Oh, easily.
So without further ado, let's just get into the interview with the Caddy Girls.
All right, guys, we'd like to welcome on to the podcast Megan and Madison from the Caddy Girls. Ryan, I'm very excited for this one. I'll explain in a little bit, but this is a big interview for me. Guys, introduce yourself. Tell us what you do. Tell us what you're all about.
My name is Megan Tarmy. I started a company called the Caddy Girls in 2007. And that's all I got. Madison is our awesome intern turned into caddy, turned into employee.
Nice.
Yeah, she's running the social media game. We had a chance to talk ahead of time.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
So first question I have for you guys is, how does one become a caddy? What do you got to do to get to where you guys are?
So in reality, I would say 75% of our staff has never caddied or golfed before. So realistically, when you're looking at the background of people that grew up in a country club setting, golfing and lots of money, they don't generally need to go caddy, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, our demographic of females that are kind of models or that type, it's not easy to find girls that are like really attractive and are scratch golfers. It's rare. Like Madison is a rare bird.
Scratch golfer Madison.
Oh, yes.
What are you, like a 6 now?
So probably just around there, yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I had no chance, Tyler.
None.
Chance of
Not a
beating Madison.
chance.
For some reason, I have this thought that I can, if I just walk onto the course with someone with all the confidence in the world, I could maybe beat him. I'm out.
No dice.
Yeah, so that's super rare. So, the majority of the ladies on our team start out usually in college with us, and we give them all the training that we physically can. So we'll take them out on the course. In Myrtle Beach, we have our corporate trainer, Will Davidson. He was actually Beef Johnson's caddy on the European tour, and he comes in and he'll fly in and train our girls on the course and provide that insight. We have handbooks, training videos, all of that. But at the end of the day, I would say more than half of our clients are like, look, I just want someone that understands golf etiquette, can rake a sand trap, can give me yardage and high five me when I hit a good shot and make fun of my friends when they hit a bad shot. So
Exactly.
it's not rocket science. It's so easy. And, we always try to implement as much training as we can within our own group. We have Caddy Tip Tuesday, where every Tuesday we release a new piece of advice for our team regarding caddying or golfing or etiquette or whatever. And, that's kind of where they start.
So are your caddies, are they one course specific, or are they bopping around their different areas? Maybe they have to drive 2 hours, but or are they primarily at one course to where, hey, I know the yardage from hole number 5 to the left of the water, anything like that?
So that's kind of the issue, is that we will caddy at any course that we're allowed on and that we can go to. So we are not in-house caddies that are sitting in a clubhouse playing rummy and rolling the dice waiting for a loot. A lot of these girls are in college. They have other jobs. But our home course in Myrtle Beach is Legends Golf Resort. So we have 24 girls that know that course like the back of their hand.
Nice.
And we're trying to kind of build that same model in other golf markets around the US, but it's rather difficult. So if they have a scorecard and they have, a rangefinder, then, we can give them what most of our golfers need, because most of our golfers are total hacks, quite frankly. And any
Yeah.
any bit we can give them is usually helpful.
Yeah, they're just looking for somebody to give shit to their buddies so they don't have to.
It sounds familiar.
Is it very familiar, Tyler?
So a while back, we did a video about if regular guys were caddies, and that kind of spurred this thing inside me. I want to become a caddy. We've signed Ryan up for this amateur tournament that he's completely not qualified for,
Yep.
and I'm going to caddy for him. What advice do you have for me? Because I am clueless.
Oh my gosh, that's great. I mean,
I love that.
my top threes in a professional environment, like I've carried bags at USGA sanctioned tournaments,
Dang.
is keep up, show up, and shut up.
Oh, I like that.
I can't do the last one if I'm caddying for him.
No. No.
Show up, keep up, and shut up. And don't be late because you could cost your golfer like 10 strokes penalty or they could get disqualified.
What if you can't get your golfer to show up on time?
Then they're going to get DQ'd too. So be like extra early, hit the range, stay out of the way, and just keep up and keep your mouth shut. Don't approach the ball anything that's going to cost them a penalty. That's like the biggest no-no in a professional tournament setting.
Okay, so I'll let you
Are
do.
you writing this down?
It's all right here. I'm
Okay,
like
good.
Bagger Vance. I
We are
don't take
recording this
notes.
too, I suppose. So yeah,
Yes.
we'll watch the recording back.
Maddie,
You need
what
to
would
take his phone. You need to take his phone and just set an alarm for him
Yeah.
super early.
That is a great
Yeah.
idea.
Change the times of the alarm clock. There you go. He'll be there on time.
I like that. I'll just show up at your house. I know your garage code. I will get you out of bed.
Yeah.
and bring snacks.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
that's a good
You
tip.
want to feed your golfer like every 3 holes, even if it's a granola bar or
Really?
something. Like,
So-
yeah, that Tiger Woods says that all the time.
Yes.
Like really important of like eating every 3 holes to just.
I
keep-
down fruit snacks.
Fruits.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah.
Granola
Get some
bar or
sugars in,
fruit
yeah.
snacks?
What? Okay, so what's the number one snack that you guys are bringing with for the golfers you're caddying for?
Fireball.
Oh, even better. I would consider
Just
that a
kidding.
snack.
I would too. I
So
mean,
many
it's
calories.
a little bit of cinnamon for you.
I always bring Advil, Advil, water, like nuts, like almonds or something.
Cashews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have a preferred birdie juice? Are you allowed to drink with the golfers?
Okay, so technically they're independent contractors. They're not my employees. So we cannot tell them
Okay.
what to do and what not to do. That being said, like if you get drunk while you're contracted for us, you're gonna get fired. Like you just
Okay.
can't
Yeah.
we don't allow like you can't go out there and take shots and shotgun beers. I shotgun beers, but that's because I'm usually golfing and I
Right.
do what I want.
Well, you're the
But,
founder too. Yeah.
But yeah, we just that just makes for a very messy day. So for the most part, we're babysitting the drunk people. We're driving
Yeah.
the cart. We're giving them the water and the snacks and trying to play the mom all day, cleaning up after them. That's what we do.
Hey, you're saving lives because some dudes, they really get after it on the course. So when you're not caddying, what is the birdie juice of choice? We ask everybody that comes on the podcast what their birdie juice of choice is.
Tequila,
Megan?
Tequila.
Tequila.
No one said tequila yet.
Yeah.
straight up.
I like it. No salt, no lime.
Yeah,
I can't. I legally cannot drink, but if I could,
But if you could.
I would say gin. If I could.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Nice.
I think that
It's an interesting theory. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit intimidated by you guys. I'm going to be honest. Gin and tequila on the golf course.
Yeah.
That's a little
Gin
bit
is like
scary.
water.
Oh, no. It's like pine needle water with half alcohol.
I don't think we're drinking the same gin.
Yeah, I think that just shows different parts of the country what we're drinking for birdie juice, Tyler, because Tyler is a
Peppermint schnapps.
Phillips peppermint schnapps. Yeah,
What's wrong
Exactly.
with you?
Hey, it's cold up here. You need to warm up a little bit.
yeah, very true. Or your standard Fireball is what we're carrying in
Yep.
the bag. Now we are the type of golfers.
Megan's so disappointed in us.
She's shaking her head.
I still have so many like full Fireball mini bottles. Like I found one in my jacket pocket the other day from caddying because like I'll always pretend to take it and then just like shove it in my pocket because
Yeah.
I hate Fireball.
Well, that's smart. Then you throw it in the bag for when you're golfing, and then you got all these shooters.
Yeah, I have a collection.
Yeah. So how often do you guys golf just for fun?
Every day.
Yeah, Maddie, you were just in a tournament, right?
Yeah, I was just at Pinehurst about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
How
That
did-
sounds sweet.
Yeah. We
It
had
was
to.
okay. They were spray painted green, so it
Okay.
wasn't
Well, so Riggs from Foreplay,
bad.
lived at Pinehurst essentially for like, what was it, 60 days?
Something like
during
that.
COVID.
Yep.
Golfed every single day. It looks like an awesome course. How'd you do?
Uh-oh.
You started out
okay.
strong. She
I
started out
started out
really strong.
I will say, this just tells you about golf. The second day, I hit every single fairway and almost every single green in regulation, and I 3-putt every hole.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Oh no.
That's a killer. I would be fine with
Yeah.
hitting like 3 or 4 greens in regulation and like 2 or 3 fairways. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I just kind of account for the 3-putt when I play.
It's like just get there in 2 and you can 3-putt for 5.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, the first day, I couldn't hit one fairway. I was like OB half the time. I could like barely hit a green in regulation. I was like 1-putting, like sinking putts like 20 feet out, walking off that green like I own the place. And the second day, I was like, 3 putts,
So,
love it.
Great recovery golf that day.
Oh yeah, great recovery golf. Second day, that's golf though.
Yeah. No, that's the
For
nature
sure.
of the sport. So now you know how we feel on, a weekly
Every day.
basis, every day, every time we go out and golf.
Except, Ryan, we're not good enough to play in Pinehurst. What are we talking about?
No, we maybe go play there for fun, but I want to ask. So every time I hop in an Uber, I always ask the question, "What's your craziest story? Like, what's the craziest person you've ever driven around, or what's the craziest thing that has ever happened while you gals have been caddying?"
Oh my God. Okay, so they
And don't be shy. Let it all out.
Okay. I think we're banned from that course anyway now. So this is in the middle of Nebraska. They flew in 12 caddy girls, right? So because there's like literally not one attractive female, like apparently. So
Oh my god.
Yeah, you got to go north to North Dakota, where we're from.
they had
Are you
to
sure?
fly us in. We fly in Omaha. We have like an ex pro football player driving the van of caddies to the middle of nowhere, a 4-hour ride in this van. So we're like, are we gonna get murdered? Like all of our phones stopped working by the time we were approaching
my
this
God.
course, which was phenomenal. It was like this magical course out in the middle of nowhere. They put us all up in cabins on the course.
Sweet.
What?
They decided to like auction us off caddy for 2 days, which
That's
is
weird.
the weirdest
Whoa.
fucking thing ever. And we were so uncomfortable, but it turned out okay. Like the guys there were like solid, super nice and normal. But long story short, if you put a group of like 200 people out in the middle of nowhere where your phones don't work and you're away from civilization, they just explode. Like there was a shootout at the end of the round where there were people were so drunk. We had people floating in the river next
Oh
to
my
the course. We had guys attached to the carts. Like I have a video. I'm not allowed to post it because the course like yelled at us for posting it. The course hosted this, just for the record. This is their
Okay.
event. We have guys basically like dragging from the cart as another guy's on top of the cart pouring beer in. Yeah, we had that happen in the middle of the shootout. In the middle of the shootout, there's like 3 groups on the fairway on a par 5 out in the middle. It's like this vast wilderness, and I'm walking up behind them. We're cheering for the groups. Everyone's hammered, and like another car just comes in from nowhere. It rolls twice. keeps going, and there's fire behind it. Like there was flames. There was a flames behind it. Literally a stream of flames across the fairway, and then they just kept driving off. They didn't even stop.
How and why?
It just rolled twice and just kept going like it was no big deal. And there's fire behind them. And I was like, does anyone, why is no one freaking out? I'm like, sprinting to try to put this fire out off the fairway. And like, no one even blinks or bats an eye. And like, that's how crazy that event was.
And this was the
wow.
course that they wanted all this. They planned all this.
Yeah. And then I was like, look, we need to get a slip and slide out here. If you guys want really.
Yeah, keep the party going.
It was like, boop, someone went to Home Depot, came back with huge tarps. They put on the sprinkler system, and there's dunes there, natural dunes.
Oh my
so
gosh.
you have super high undulations and hills. And at the end of the round, even like the 6-year-old golfers were just running at full speed with one caddy girl in each hand and sliding down the slip and slide like across the golf course and having the time of their life.
I love that. You instead of running from the chaos, you added to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, we're probably not allowed back. It's fine.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, you made it worth it for the time you were there. And I feel like you made that 6-year-old's life. Like his life is complete. He got to go on a slip and slide with 2 caddy girls, and everything is fine and
Well,
dandy.
minus the hip replacement he needed.
Minus yeah.
Yes, that is true.
All right, Madison, what do you got? Craziest story as a caddy girl?
Good luck following that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Megan tells like the best story of all time. There you go. So I haven't caddied that often, but I mean, I have booking agent horror stories. I will say, I have one time
The putting green one.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Oh my gosh. So I have this guy call me. It's like 2:00 Indiana time. Megan knows I'm always down for a booking. I'm like, yes, I'm on it. I'll get this booking. I get this booking from this guy. And I'm like, okay, cool. Get his credit card, everything, run it, good to go. I get 2 caddies at that time, which is like awesome because it's 2:00 in the morning. So I'm like at my pro shop in the morning. I'm just hanging out, waiting for them to get there, just confirming. And she calls me, one of my caddies, and she's like, hey, so he just called me and said that like he changed the booking. And I was like, what are you talking about? Change the booking? And he was like, yeah, he sent me a text saying he set up his own putting green at his apartment. And I was like, okay. And she goes, yeah, he sent a picture, sends this like photo from like Google Image. I'm like, I'm going to reverse image this. So I literally take the photo and I put it into Google Image, and it's the first freaking photo of a putting green that pops up. Literally.
Yikes.
And then you like click on the picture because she like sent me the real picture and saved it. At the top, it says Google Image putting green. And I
So
was
he like Googled it and said that
Yeah.
was his backyard, which was
That was his
obviously-
Yeah,
backyard.
and he wanted the caddies to come to his house to putt.
Yes.
to caddy for a putt off in his backyard.
Well, it's like
hey,
What?
bullet dodged.
he
Way
knows
to detective
he knows the
that.
greens better than anybody. Why does he need a caddy to tell him?
So I'm like calling the guy, and he's like ignoring my calls, like will not call me back. Is like calling my caddy and is like, actually just come on our yacht. You can just come on our yacht instead. And I'm like, oh my. I was like, please don't go.
Did he
Is
Google
that
you a
like-
picture of a yacht?
Yeah. It's like a toy boat in
Yeah.
his home.
Yeah. Yacht with a putting
Come on
green.
in.
It's actually a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
Johnson
yeah.
fishing boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
I don't know if
nightmare.
You guys listen to murder podcasts, but that's how they start.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm like, if you're gonna fake it, at least like send me like a good Google image, like not the first one that pops up. Like,
Do some digging.
You should have just sent him a link to Photoshop. Like, come
Yeah.
on, buddy, spruce this up.
yeah.
So-
like,
Did you get his money? Did you get it? Okay.
Hey.
Beautiful.
yeah,
Then it ends up being kind of a good story. You
Mhm.
avoided him and got paid.
yeah.
Win-win.
Can't cancel the day of. That's for sure.
Yep.
So that guy is obviously a nightmare to caddy for. We want to know who your dream person to caddy for would be. Like the one person, if you could caddy for them, who would it be? Ryan's is definitely Happy Gilmore.
Yep. Adam Sandler, I'd caddy for him in a heartbeat.
And mine is Bagger Vance. I want Bagger to golf and I'd caddy for him.
It doesn't have to necessarily be a golfer either.
It could be anyone.
It could be Shooter
celebrity.
McGavin. It could be Shooter McGavin. It could be,
Joe
Matthew
Rogan.
McConaughey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I
You
like
would
that.
come off that round so much wiser just
Oh, yeah.
listening to that man
Yeah.
say nonsense.
Yeah. I love him.
Oh my
I'd fall
gosh.
asleep during the round. His voice.
Does he golf? Do you know if he golfs or not?
I have no. Probably.
pretty sure he
probably
does.
does.
He's probably like a scratch.
Probably.
Yeah,
I mean, probably.
Yeah. He probably
Probably.
doesn't golf, but still is a scratch golfer.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Megan, what do you got? Dream person to caddy for?
Oh man. Probably. I mean, I love Paul Rudd. I'm a big
Oh,
Paul
he's
Rudd.
Okay.
great.
Nice.
He's great. I love Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
He
I
would
just
be
feel
fun.
like we would just like really mesh well on the golf course, and
And he seems like one of the nicest people alive.
yes.
Is it safe to
Like,
say
he
the
wouldn't
tequila
berate
would
me.
be
He
flowing?
wouldn't throw his clubs. He wouldn't force me to drink Fireball.
Yeah, if you're drinking tequila.
Yeah.
He would,
Yeah.
he,
Stuff,
he
like,
would just
really
offer it
good.
really nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So flip
On a
side,
platter.
who would you have caddy for you? Mine is still, again, Bagger Vance.
Someone I can berate and throw clubs at
Yes.
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, Maddie's going Matthew McConaughey again.
Again.
Just reverse order.
Thinking, I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, Matthew. What a guy. What a guy. Haven't met him, but I just
Hey, the power of social media. Send him a message. He may open it. He may not. Hey, at least you shot your shot.
Worst case scenario, you're right back where you started.
Yep.
So we had an episode come out today actually, and we talked about Victor Hovland's mom basically ratting on him when he replaced that ball and he lost 2 strokes. When you guys are caddying, and you see somebody fudge the rules, maybe foot wedge a little bit or take the wrong drop, what's the protocol there? You calling them out?
No.
Maddie says no.
Different
Megan
answers.
says,
She's fresh. And she hasn't dealt with it yet. I call them out. Oh yeah.
How does that go?
I don't care. I hold people accountable.
okay, so hypothetical scenario. If you're caddying for Tyler and I, and we want to take a breakfast ball off the first tee, which is what this page was built around, right, Tyler?
Yes.
Are you letting
Yes.
us take a breakfast ball?
100%.
Boom.
Beautiful answer.
Yeah.
That's all we need. That's all we need.
Here's another
We,
question.
we also have a brunch ball and a lunch ball.
Yes.
Hey.
And then we have things called chulligans. So if you shotgun a beer, you chug a beer, you get a mulligan.
Oh, I
Ooh.
like that.
I like that a
Chulligan.
lot.
Shit.
Chulligans. And then if you puke on tea, you get a mulligan as well.
You encouraging
Dang.
puking on the tee?
No, we don't. But it's just like, hey, if you showed up and you're that hungover, we're going to give you a mulligan today.
That's nice. That's very
Wow.
caring.
Hey, I'm finding out some ways we can really shave some strokes off of our round. I mean,
I think we just need to drink more.
yeah. Okay, sweet. What I want to know what's the going rate? What do you guys charge for someone to hire you? You know, it's let's go short travel. You only have to travel an hour, or like they fly into somewhere. What's that cost for somebody?
So a standard round, 18-hole round is $179 plus tip. So that's
Okay.
if like we have local caddies nearby that are available and you don't procrastinate. That's just our standard rate. If it's a group that like we went to Cabo and they're like, what would it cost? I'm like, I'm first of all book Megan.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Yeah, I got dibs.
And then I'll send pictures of myself and pretend to be a different person.
Mhm.
I'm like, she's awesome. And I'm like, look, just cover the travel and the per diem, and we're going to charge you the same exact rate. It just depends on the event. If it's a 36 holes a day, obviously we're going to charge more.
Mhm.
But we all love to travel and get that experience in. So we're not going to, charge out the butt for something for us to be able to go to the Dominican. Like we flew in 20 girls to the Dominican Republic for a tournament that they
Whoa.
hosted. The whole thing. It was super high end. It was at Teeth of the Dog. It was amazing.
That's
And
cool.
I was like, this is such an opportunity. Like, just pay us the normal rate and get us there. We'll sleep 5 girls in one hotel room. We don't
Yeah.
even care. We just want to be there. That's
Unbelievable.
the experience.
So have either of you ever had to walk off of the course after caddying for a group that like you just get sick and tired of their bullshit? Hole 7, you're out of there. Anything like that ever happen?
Maddie's too nice. Maddie's too nice. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
it's
can
just-
see that.
I mean, I just feel like we have left after 9 holes, and that's because we're trying to steer them off the golf course. If their pace is really slow, we look bad. We don't want
Yeah.
to be there any longer than we have to
Yeah.
be either. Like we want to be done in 4.5 hours. So all these golf courses that, blame us for slow play, like, oh, it's the caddy girl's fault. Like at the end of the day, the guys suck at golf. They're super slow. They haven't seen each other in a year. They're on their bro trip. And the course blames the female caddies, and we get banned from that course. But at the end of the day, like we're actually speeding things up by raking the trap while they're
Right.
hitting another shot. We have their club ready for them. We're fixing the divot while they're hitting. But if they are playing super slow, I'm always like, hey guys, you want to go to Top Golf? How about Top Golf? You want to go to the bar? Let's go to the bar. Like,
Yeah.
hey, the beach is right there. Like, you got a pool? Let's go to the pool. Like, get them the fuck off the golf course.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
again,
Yeah.
like the golf courses they always just look for the females. They blame us. And meanwhile, like we want a 4.5 hour round too. We don't want to be there,
Right.
And so that's the only instance. And we have left before and taken them to a beach bar nearby in Myrtle Beach. And we're like, these guys got to go.
yeah.
They're just like swinging and whiffing, not even hitting the ball.
Well, it's also like you guys are in a, you have a social media following to where you're probably promoting that course, right? Hey, I see the caddy girls were at this course down in Arizona and I'm not too far by. So that means I can go to that course and also hire one of you guys.
Yeah. And the first question that people ask is, where do you go? Where can you caddy?
Yeah.
Who do you recommend? So we have great relationships set up with courses where we send them a ton of business. Other ones are just like, oh, we've had girls out here that did this, this, and this. And I'm like, but that wasn't our company. And they're like, oh, we know, but you're still not allowed here. So it does suck. It's definitely an uphill battle for us, especially dealing with these other caddy companies where these girls are going out there and like spaghetti straps and have no idea about pace of play and
Yeah.
are walking through people's lines and are blasting the music.
When don't know actual
doing
golf.
stupid shit and just like keep it off. We're all about fun and partying. Like we support that. You guys want to go to the strip club? Great, go. Here's a coupon, whatever. But we don't condone anything like that on the golf course, and because we want to stay in business and we love golf. Like we have golfers on our team, we have collegiate golfers, we have golf coaches on our team. But it's just hard. It's definitely an uphill battle.
Yeah, that's interesting. I honestly never would have pictured that. I would have felt like courses are welcoming you guys in with open arms. But that's interesting. What how many caddy girls do you guys have nationwide?
So on our roster from coast to coast, again, we operate as an agency, so they're contractors because some will work once a year, some will work a couple times a week. So I would say we probably have around 800 on our roster right now.
Wow.
That doesn't mean that they're working every week or get booked every week. It's based on their availability and what we have offered. But we also have our team of like volunteers. We have our veterans that are still on our roster but not working, but helping put together events for us, or they'll jump in and volunteer for us once in a while. So it's kind of more than just a job. It's more of like a team and like I don't know how to explain it.
What's your favorite part?
I like traveling and I love golfing.
You like
if I get to go outside and meet new people, you meet such awesome people, like just from all over the world. You're spending 5 hours with some great people. Like I've caddied for pro athletes, and like you learn so much from them, and seeing how people build their success, and also being able to travel with these groups of girls that become your best friends. We just have this really great sisterhood of support system across the board. So
yeah, I think that's one of my favorite things too, being a part of the company, is that everybody's so very close and so supportive of one another. You know, we could send in our group chat, hey, I'm stuck this place. Does anybody have a place for me to stay? And there's 20 girls being like, yeah, come over, stay at my house, please.
That's cool.
You're so welcome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like it's just such a community, and when you are on the golf course and you're meeting all these people, it's networking. You meet so many people. It's a great opportunity. Like
especially for a student too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Madison, you're in Indiana, right? So you caddy around the Midwest. Are the people a little different vibe in the Midwest? Is there a Midwest nice thing going on, or is that all myth, you think?
Yes. No. Because I was born and raised in Arizona. I moved out here. One of my first interactions in the Midwest, I was at the grocery store. I was standing in line, and the guy behind me just starts talking to me. And I was like, I don't know this. Why are you talking to me? Arizona, we don't talk to anybody. You don't stop for anybody. You don't talk to anybody. You mind your own business. Out here, everybody's in their business. My neighbors are coming over every other day, bringing me chicken and rice. And my neighbor brought me tomatoes the other day. And then, I'd be on the side of the road one time, like putting my oil in my truck, and they'll have 20 people stop and be like, are you okay? You okay? In Arizona, you pass by anybody and you're like, nope, I'm not stopping, whatever.
You got guys sending you pictures of their home, their putting greens.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
That's Miami freaks for you. I love people from the Midwest. I love caddying for them. I'm dating a guy from Chicago. Like they're just polite and super nice, and they don't have that, I don't know, just like douchey appeal like some of the Northeastern guys do have when we're caddying for them, of just like pompous attitudes of like we own you, like let's go, we'll pay you when we get to the bar. And it's like, no, we're here to caddy, and that's it. You pay us now here at the course. And I would say I just caddied for a group of guys from Minnesota the other day, and they were all farmers.
Oh yeah. Yep.
They were like the night. One guy, he had jeans on, and not like recent jeans, like jeans from 1996.
Yeah.
And he had on these moccasin loafers.
Nice.
It was like raining here in Arizona, freezing. The only time you're ever going to have that weather ever. And he's just so nice and happy and polite and just like the kindest person ever.
That is absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
So now, Megan, you were on Shark Tank, you said, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How was that? Walk us through. What is that like?
Ryan loves Shark Tank, so
I was on Shark Tank as well.
You were on Shark Tank for like 2 seconds.
Wow, I was still in it. Yeah, I worked. Long story short, I worked for a company called PRX Performance. We sold space-saving gym equipment, and my two bosses were on Shark Tank. Got to deal with Kevin O'Leary, and then they came back, did an update, and I ended up in the update
in the background
on the forklift. I was on the forklift. I was loading the truck full of boxes. Hey.
On the
national television. I was on national television for a split second. Anyway, go ahead, Megan.
So you're probably familiar.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, people were just telling me like, you need to be on Shark Tank. And I loved the show. I watched the show all the time back then. And I was like, that's no way. Like, that's weird. And then I filled out all the application paperwork one year, and it was like the stack of paperwork, and I put in the envelope, and then it was in my car with the stamps on it. And I was like, there's no way they're going to pick me. Like, this is so stupid. I would never get on there. Like, I'm an idiot. So I never sent in the paperwork. And then one night I was like drinking, and I was home alone drinking some wine, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to email casting. Boop, 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 boop. My cup is the best. Here's why, blah, 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 blah. And then I was in like Europe working this trade show, and I kept getting these calls from LA, and it was like Vincent from casting from Shark Tank. And they're like, can you please send in your application? We loved your email. And I was like, what? So then I just
email?
sent
Hell
it in.
yeah.
Like, oh yeah. And so I sent in the paperwork, and then every time they called me, they're like, hey, you made it to the next round of casting. I'm like, what? Like, how? And like, you're on top of it. Your numbers are like pristine. You are so responsive in everything that you're doing. You're just like on top of it, and we love it. And I'm still like, don't even understand how I got on that show. I feel so lucky and blessed because it's a service-based business. You can't blow it up and manufacture it and make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean, ABC is a family company, a show, and the vetting that you go through to be on there, as you probably know from your bosses, like you basically have a due diligence, background checks before you even make it through casting. So I went through months and months of work, and I dedicated every second of my life to preparing for this. And like, I even stopped drinking 2 weeks before I went in the tank because I wanted to be like crystal clear in there and just be, you know, on top of everything. So, you know, it's definitely like a tumultuous roller coaster of emotions. And then, you know, you get out there and you pitch to producers, and they're like, oh, you might never even go in front of the Sharks if you suck at this part. And then so that part, I feel like I was more nervous than going in front of the Sharks. By the time I got in front of them, it was actually Father's Day, and it was like, I got them right after lunch. So they were in a very good mood. They were very nice.
Nice.
They were super friendly. We had a putting game like set up with them that went on for like a long time. And then eventually like the director's like, yo, can you speed it up?
Because the
I was in there for over an hour.
the pitch, they cut it down, right? It's really long.
10
and
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they like whisk you off to talk to a psychiatrist and say you're not going to kill yourself. And then they're like, okay, by the way, this might never air. And then you're like, what? And so like, you go home and you're like, shit, that was just like a waste of 6 months of my life.
Right.
And then when they called us to tell us like, hey, you've been chosen for the home episode, we want to come and film you in your environment in Myrtle Beach.
No way.
Yeah, when they chose us for that, they're like, we think you're great. And they came out to Myrtle Beach and filmed us on the course, and me like pretending to be in this golf pro's office and whatever. That's when you know that it's obviously going to air. So that was a big sigh of relief.
That is so
That's
cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So did you get a deal?
No, I got an offer from Kevin O'Leary.
Okay.
I counter offered him based on Mark Cuban yelling at me too.
Yeah.
Because he wanted 50%, and I was like, what? Fuck off.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Hell no.
no, they're like, just counter offer. And I was like, fine. And I like went down like 5%, and then I counter offered again. And then I was like, no, I'm good. Like, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
But the exposure
Yes.
is worth everything.
But the 8 million people that saw it overnight,
Yes.
I could never pay for that type of marketing or a commercial. So.
And I'm assuming that's what the follow-up had to be about, right? Just the exposure of just being on the show?
No, so we actually got chosen for the home episode, which means that each episode they feature one background story of the company,
Yep.
one company per
Oh,
episode.
okay.
So that was actually prior. We didn't do follow-up. They contacted me twice about doing a follow-up episode, but maybe I didn't follow up enough for them. I don't know. But that didn't happen. But we did grow 600% year over year after that.
Wow.
Damn.
Unbelievable. That is
Mhm.
awesome. Congratulations.
you.
Madison. Oh, she's not there. Oh,
She left.
were you in the background on a forklift? So you're on national television?
No,
Hey.
I wasn't around at that time. I think I was like 14 years old.
Sure.
It
Yeah.
was like 5 years ago.
Okay.
No, 5 years ago. I don't know how old I was. I can't do that math.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like Tyler said, the exposure itself, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, that catapulted you guys regardless if you got a deal or not. And it just showed, you know, the 6 months of work that you put in paid off, and you guys have been growing like crazy. So what's the next step for the Caddy Girls? Where are you guys going next in terms of just direction of the business?
Myrtle Beach, June 26th.
Nice.
Caddies for the cause. That's where we're going.
Nice.
Yeah. So we finally, after all these years, decided like, you know what? We're going to throw our own damn tournament, because once COVID hit, we were significantly down and very, very slow
Mhm.
because we rely on big corporate tournaments, celebrity tournaments.
Mhm.
all these events. And so while we're sitting here twiddling our thumbs, we have no bookings, we're like, well, let's just throw our own event. So we're throwing our own golf tournaments, and we're going to do a string of them every year, probably 3 to 4 events a year, different cities. And we start with Myrtle Beach on June 26th, and it's called Caddies for a Cause. We have a nonprofit I started the year after I was in Shark Tank, called FAM, Females Aiding Through Mentorship. And then we have a partner abroad called Project Genesis, which is 150 kids living in extreme poverty in Guatemala. So I have a house down there, and I bring volunteer groups of caddy girls down there several times a year. So this is going to start benefiting that and our nonprofit work. And the event sold out in 72 hours, and we have 20 teams on the waiting list right now. So
That is
Damn.
awesome.
And we might have to get on the waiting list.
Well, when you guys come to the Midwest, let us know for real. I will caddy for Ryan. I will be one of your caddy girls for the day.
I love it.
No, that's awesome. And just the way that Tyler and I started this page was like, hey man, we really enjoy golfing at a very amateur level. We like to drink together. We like to have fun, and we've kind of we haven't exactly made a living out of the breakfast ball page, but what you guys are doing in Caddy Girls is like, you all love to golf. You all love just being around people and having a good time, and you've been able to develop that into a business, which now you're doing.
And it's definitely a model for us. That's we want to do the same thing, just in a different way.
Yeah. So it's like year after year, like, God, I am doing something that I love right now. Tyler is, you guys are. So I think that's awesome.
Thanks. I admire you guys. I think that's awesome that you're doing this, because I know podcasts are a lot of work. And
that's what we have Cody for.
Yeah, Cody does all the work.
It's such a grind. So, I mean, I admire the hustle and just keep going. A lot of people ask me, like, how'd you start your business? I was like, I worked 4 other jobs. I was a starving college student. I was behind a bar till 4 a.m., cheerleading practice the next morning, going to class, and then caddying on the weekends. And I didn't make any money for my business for the first 2 years. It was literally just a way for me to make extra cash on the side and have like my fellow athletes from my university make some money to get through school. So I think a lot of people just quit too early before they reach that breaking point of turning a profit, and just gotta stay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, before we let you guys go, Madison, do you want to plug all the social media handles, tell everyone where they can find you, where they can book?
Yes. The Caddy Girls on all social media, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're new on TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're awesome videos. A lot of fun. Puppy, hi. Twitter, the Caddy Girls. Follow us on all social media. If you want to book with us, you can contact us on Instagram, link in our bio, or you can just shoot us a DM for booking inquiry. We are available most times. Don't wait till the last minute. Por favor, thank you.
Please don't be like 11 p.m. at night with the tea time the next morning at Hooters with your buddy. I have a great idea. Let's just don't procrastinate, guys. The further advance, and always contact Maddie. She'll take great care of you, and get y'all set up.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Don't send Google Images. I'll find it.
Yeah, we're on to you.
Yeah, secret investigator.
Yes.
I like it.
Well, we appreciate it very much. Honestly, thank you. It's been a blast.
Thank you guys for having us, and hopefully we can see you at a tournament one day.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you guys ever need a caddy in the Midwest as well, let me know.
We know where to go now. We do.
Or a golf teacher, she can teach you.
We need all the help we can get,
We
Tyler.
need a caddy coach and a golf coach.
Yeah.
So perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
girls.
Thank you
Thanks
so
again.
much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Dude, that was really good.
That was our best interview yet.
Yeah.
Hands down.
And I can see why they're good at what they do, because they can hop into an environment with random people and just spark up good conversation.
Yeah, very easy to talk to.
Yeah.
And
that was sweet.
I like that they brought up, because there are other caddy girl like companies that are just attractive ladies that walk around on a golf course, but they actually like golf and know what they're doing and are there for a purpose.
Right, exactly. But they also know how to have fun at the same time.
Right.
They're not coming onto the course. So let's just say you and I booked a caddy girl, Tyler. They're not going to come onto the course with us and, chew us out for hitting a 7 when we should have hit an 8, stuff like that. So that's cool. We should definitely do something with them in the future. Either
I forgot to write down the caddying tips.
We recorded it, Tyler.
Okay, good. Oh, you're gonna have to run
It's-
that back.
it's on
The
record.
only one I remember is that I'm supposed to shut up, which is just not gonna
Keep
happen.
up something, shut up.
Show up, keep up, and shut up.
Yeah.
I can show up and keep up. I'm not gonna be quiet, Ryan.
Especially not with me.
I'll probably talk in your backswing.
Yeah.
Oh
my
gosh.
He's
No,
like,
that's sweet though. I also forgot that they were on Shark Tank.
Yeah, good catch, Cody. I forgot that as well. I wrote it down too.
I was a little bit worried that we were going to run too long, and I'm like, gosh, I'm dying to know. Like,
No,
I
that was-
I have to get her take on it. Like, was it a good experience or not?
It sounded like it was.
Gosh.
Yeah. No, guys, if you're listening and you want to book a caddy girl, go check them out on Instagram. It sounds like they do their due diligence. They're getting
Mhm.
back to people right away, which, that's what makes any successful company.
Absolutely. You don't want to get ghosted when you're trying to book something. You know?
Yeah, we definitely got to do something with them in the future.
Yeah,
do a video or
I think a caddy boot camp, a caddy / golf coach would
Yes.
would be a good video.
a caddy boot camp. I like
be
that.
awesome.
Yeah. So book them for an actual round, hang out and shoot a video while they caddy. I mean, they are about pace of play. And we
That's
are
true.
pretty slow when we're shooting videos.
We will skip holes if we need to, though.
Yes.
We'll lay that out. I'm sure we could get Megan out there.
Mhm.
Madison seemed very nice. She's not going to slow you up, I don't think.
No, Midwest. Arizona turned Midwest. It was nice to get
Yeah.
some new Midwest blood in the studio.
You know what's funny? One thing that she said that shocked her when she got to the Midwest was, her neighbor brought over a bunch of tomatoes, and that's
That's
just something.
so normal.
That's something that you do. You grow enough produce in your garden here in the Midwest for a goddamn village,
right.
and you eat a small portion of it. What are you gonna do with the other stuff? You're giving it away.
It's just so funny that someone not from here finds that weird.
Yeah,
Because we grew tomatoes, we grew carrots, we grew onions, we grew all sorts of stuff in our garden, and our neighbors grew watermelons and pumpkins
Yeah.
and stuff in theirs, and we just swap.
Yeah.
Every year.
yeah. It's like you starting to run out of tomatoes in the summertime, and the best ones come out of the garden and not in the store. So it's like, hey, Meg, can you ask your mom if we can get some more tomatoes?
Yeah, or you just like head over to Don and Mila's and they
Yeah.
hook you up. That
Yeah.
was my neighbors.
No, I like that. Yeah, good interview, Tyler. The craziest story. I always like diving into that because
That was a great question too.
yeah. Sometimes every time I get into an Uber, I'm like, hey man, what's your craziest Uber story? And some of them, whether they're telling the truth or not, some of them they're wild, batshit crazy
Yeah.
people coming in the back. And I can't imagine, if you got a group of Pine City boys going on the 9-hole course in Pine City, hiring the caddy girls, it's going to be this probably similar structure there, Cody, right?
Yeah, shit's burning down if Cody and his friends
carts
are on
are
the
ending
course.
up in the lake, and
Why-
Very respectful guys.
Why do you think that cart was on fire?
I don't know. I
That's
was
a great
curious
question.
about that. Also, did he just drive away on fire? I don't know.
Homie rolled,
Twice.
lit the course on fire, and took off.
gas cart, gas leak,
Oh.
smoking a cigarette, dropped the cig out of his mouth.
Took the governor off. That's why he was going fast enough to roll.
Yes.
Twice.
Yeah, had to.
You know who it was? Circling all the way back to last week's podcast, it was Golf's Robin Hood running away from a job he just pulled. He just dumped a whole bunch of golf balls in a course in Nebraska, and he was
Yes.
running away from the feds.
That
And
was
he-
actually in Pennsylvania, but that's close enough.
All over the United States. No one's just
Yeah.
connected the dots yet. We're like a classic murder mystery movie, and we're the ones connecting the dots. But we get to the end of the movie, and it's a moral dilemma. Do we expose this Robin Hood who's doing things for the better of humankind, or do we turn him in because he is breaking the law? Holy shit, guys.
What do you think, Cody?
I think
We just wrote the best golf movie of all time.
I think that's a good movie idea. We'll maybe have to pitch it to Shark Tank.
Oh, yeah, there we
On
go.
Shark Tank and get the funding for the movie.
Yeah,
I'm not giving Kevin 50%.
absolutely not.
Not a chance, Mr. Wonderful. What kind of stupid name is that,
Hey.
Kevin?
I met Kevin O'Leary.
Yeah, your best fucking friend. Sorry.
Wow, it's all about networking.
I
Tyler.
love when you talk about Shark Tank.
I rarely talk about it. Shark Tank.
For
But
those-
who
Yeah.
else here can say they've been on Shark Tank besides me?
Not me, Ryan. Not me.
Cody, you ever been on Shark Tank?
Yeah.
No, you haven't.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
actually sold 50% of his company to Shark Tank.
I sold 100% of my texting app that I made.
He
on
sold.
the Apple App Store.
You might have ever heard of Snapchat? Yeah, Cody sold that
Yeah.
to Mark Cuban.
It's just this little app. I mean.
Yeah.
You guys, one of these days.
If you're wondering, I've also been featured for 5 seconds in a commercial as well.
I used to be on that.
On the Pine City local news.
I used to be on
That the commercial you made.
Pine City doesn't have local news.
They don't.
No, it's
They definitely
it's
don't.
got to be Duluth, right?
Ryan, I was on national television several times
For what?
reporting.
For what?
Reporting. All
Like-
kinds of stuff. Flood coverage, murders, standoffs, tornado damage one time.
What network were you on?
ABC.
So like ABC News with nightly news with David Meir.
Nope, it would have gone on the next day. So if it was from, it would be on the next morning, the ABC morning show, because we were on, our evening newscast was on after David Meir.
Yes, David Meir's on at 6.
He's on at 5:30.
5:30.
We're on at 6.
Gotcha.
But if we got it done early enough, we could send it to David Meir and he would probably do like a 30-second spot. But the only time I got him big time was the morning after.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Not to fucking brag. The whole world knows me.
Do you think more people have seen you than have seen Ryan on Shark Tank?
No.
100%.
Not a shot.
Yeah.
There's 0% chance.
100%. You know how many people watch ABC Morning News?
How many?
Millions.
How
Ryan.
many millions?
I'll Google it
Do it. Because Shark Tank is what, 8 million?
for one
I
episode,
don't even
one
know.
time.
Yeah, one time. 8 million.
Yeah, I've been on it multiple
What's the
times.
retention rate though? Because that was at the end, wasn't it?
I was in there multiple times. I was in multiple
Oh.
clips. So the airtime was through the roof for me. Like 6-7 seconds maybe. Also, you need a forklift operator. I'm your guy.
I saw you operating the forklift in the warehouse a little
you
bit
see
today.
me navigating that?
So every episode of Good Morning America gets about 4 million views, just under 4 million.
That's not what you were on though, right?
Yeah, that's
You were on-
that's ABC's morning news.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. I
Yeah.
did not know that Good Morning America. So Michael Strahan saw you in the flesh.
Not in the flesh,
but
but a
on-
recording of me.
Interesting.
And they
How-
don't.
And how many times were you on?
I would say I think it was 3.
Oh, if you would have said 2, we would have been tied.
Because I know for a fact it was flood coverage. I know for a fact it was tornado coverage, and I'm pretty sure it was a shooting that I went to. Oh, it was that freaking guy in in Mandan that walked into his place of work and I shot
Oh,
like
yeah,
8
yeah.
people.
Yeah. Wasn't that at a regardless, I
Yes.
remember what you're talking about.
Weird story for a golf podcast, but yes, that was the story.
Yeah. Tyler, we gotta just set this straight. We're a golf podcast, but we
We're
also
a
like
life
to
podcast.
kind of, yeah. Yep.
How you explained this to me before I came on board was that you're essentially a podcast that talks about things you would talk about in the golf cart.
Correct.
So I mean, that's
100%.
pretty normal.
That should be our tagline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conversations in
We'll
the
update
cart.
the bio.
Cool, Tyler. Is this the last segment of the podcast?
It is.
All right, guys. We're gonna wrap it up real quick. Hope you enjoyed the interview with the Caddy Girls. We've been crushing interviews lately.
Great interviews.
Rusty Featherstone, Caddy Girls.
Weird.
We're not gonna do Miles You Bet You Guy next. We're gonna do someone
No,
else.
he came on.
Yeah.
He was begging us to come on, and he saw Rusty, and he took his chance. And
Yeah.
he just really wanted to be on the podcast. So,
Yeah, not
It
gonna
just
happen,
goes to
Miles.
show when I take over the scheduling position, then things just go up.
honestly, I tease you a lot, Cody, but you've been absolutely crushing it with the guests.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work.
What can I say? I
Um,
only find quality.
I will not be complimenting you anymore for the rest of the podcast.
Enjoy that one, Cody. Guys, thanks again for listening into episode 25
Yep.
of the Double Bogey Show. We'll be back again next week. We don't even know what we're going to talk about yet, but we'll find something good, Tyler.
Oh yeah. Oh hey, next week is that our movie of the month? Hold on, calendars.
I think it is.
What did we said? Greatest game ever played, right?
Yep.
So this will air on the 23rd. Yeah. So the 30th, it will be everybody go watch
The greatest game ever played.
Shia LaBeouf, weird name golfer,
Yeah.
U.S. Open.
I'm excited for this one
Yeah.
because I've never seen it. And I really like Shia LaBeouf.
Roose Bolton is a good guy. It's weird.
Okay. Yep. We're going to dive back into movie of the month. Greatest game ever played. Make sure you go check it out. So episode 26 is going to be the movie of the month. It's gonna be a good one. We haven't really hit a good movie of the month yet. And that's
Bagger
because-
Vance was good.
I mean, that was good, but not as good as Happy Gilmore. So
That's just gonna get 10s across the board.
I
You know,
know.
I'm not gonna give it a 10.
Don't give it a 10.
I have issues with it.
okay, good.
Highly critique it.
Bye, guys.
I'm gonna.
Love you.
Love ya.